Sesame Street, the Baltimore Orioles, and Syracuse University. When grouped together, you might not think they have anything in common, but...
Well, as it turns out, they all have used RMS Research, Marketing, and Strategies, Inc. to gauge the public on their behalf over the years. And here with us this morning is Sandy Baker, the VP of Corporate Development at RMS, to tell us more about it. Thanks so much for joining us, Sandy.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's hard to believe that it's been over 20 years at RMS.
All right, so we know a lot of these big companies here, they go to you guys to do research for them. Can you kind of tell us what that entails?
Sure. Well, first of all, Syracuse is one of the top 10 test markets in the country, and people don't realize that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So these companies come to us, and we can do, we sit and find out what do they want to find out, and then what's the best way to do that? Is it a mail survey, a phone survey, an online survey? Is it focus groups, intercepts, mystery shopping? So we kind of put that all together.
Why is that? Why is Syracuse a top 10 test market in the country?
So it's interesting. The demographics of Onondaga County mirror the country in so many different industry and so many different areas and segments that companies know if they come here and they test a product or a service here and it does well, it pretty much indicates that it's going to do well across the country.
That's really interesting.
So you have these focus groups and stuff like that also around here. What are some of the things that you kind of uncover when you're in the middle of these projects?
So obviously of confidentiality,
right.
A lot of times I can't say, but in general, it's very interesting. We've actually had some projects come to us before they've gone to Shark Tank. Okay. And they want to come, and so we'll recruit people, and you can see our focus group. We recruit people from this area to come, and we pay them, and so they might look at a product and say, yes, I like it, here's what I like about it, here's what I don't like about it. Sometimes it's looking at the packaging, sometimes it's actually testing. We do beer tasting. Those are the easiest recruits. Everybody's like this. We provide Ubers for them. It's just a great opportunity to get real data. And the clients are on the other side. We have a one-way mirror, and so they're on the other side. They get to actually see and hear what do people actually say about their service, about their product. Sometimes it's very uncomfortable.
Sure, I bet.
It's not good.
I bet. This is really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
So, 20 years. How has market research changed over the course of 20 years?
Yeah. It's funny, when we celebrated our anniversary, which is Cinco de Mayo, and we got out all of our memorabilia over the years, and we had all of our newsletters that we did, all of the articles, and we started looking through, and when we really started, so much was mail. So obviously you've gotten surveys in the mail, and then it really moved to phone, and then all of a sudden it was online and focus groups. Well, then during COVID, focus groups, and our focus group room is used regularly, that stopped. So then we really transitioned to these online focus groups, kind of that Brady Bunch kind of feel, and none of us really knew Zoom, so we kind of learned how to use that, and that's been really very popular lately as well.
I bet. So I feel like as soon as you mentioned beer, a lot of the ears like perked up from people at home watching. So if they want to get involved in these groups, how can they?
Absolutely. We'd love to have them join. It's RMS ViewPoint. They can go on to our website. It's called Participate. They sign up. There's nothing. We get some information so that if our client is looking for somebody very specific, those demographics, we reach out. If they meet the criteria, we ask them to come in. Sometimes it's focus groups, online, phone surveys, wide variety. And everybody, and it's across the country. You can live anywhere and be on our panel. We'd love to have you.
Is there compensation involved for anybody who takes part? How does that work?
Yes. So if it's a focus group online, many times it's cash or it's a Visa gift card. But sometimes it's going into a sweepstakes. Sometimes it's just, it's interesting. Sometimes people just want to share their opinion. And, if the companies have taken the time to do a survey, they want to hear from you, whether it's an employee satisfaction survey, customer survey. People want to know, companies want to be better and do better, and they want to hear from you. And I know we've all gotten surveys. So.
We mentioned some of these big companies and big just brands that come to you guys for this type of research. What are some of the things that, I guess, what are they looking for? Are they looking for just to see how their brand is hitting? And what are some of the other big brands that have come to you guys?
Sure. Well, let's talk about Sesame Street really quick. It was a great project, and I can talk about that one.
All right.
They came to us. They were doing a new project project about veteran families that were transitioning. So mom or dad has been away for a long time and they were coming back, and they wanted to know, they were creating a whole new set of books and videos and webinars and all of these things for the families, but they wanted to know what would be important, how would that work. Yeah. So we recruited families. We did such a good job here that they hired us across the country to do these. And fast forward a couple years ago, I was at the state fair, and there was a stand there, and it had some of the resources that they were offering for veteran families, and it was the work that we did right here in Central New York. So that was really heartwarming. Yeah. That's really probably one of my favorite
That's
stories.
Amazing. Well, listen, thanks so much for coming on and telling us all. This is really interesting stuff. And again, you can learn more about RMS and join one of the research panels. Just visit rmsresults.com/participate.